Earth felt too loud and too crowded. You spent 5 years training for this, driven by the silence of space. Maybe it was the mounting debts, or maybe it was simply the dream of a red horizon. You signed the contract, and there is no turning back. The launch tower begins to tremble, and you can feel the vibration in your teeth. You take one last look at the sky and notice it is still blue. Then the hatch seals shut, the engines roar, and gravity pushes you deep into the seat while your old life remains far below. The journey becomes a blur of cryosleep and maintenance shifts as months dissolve into a single, endless night. You wake with a dry throat and stiff muscles when the intercom announces the approach. You look through the reinforced glass and see it hanging there, massive, silent, and red. The landing is violent. The shuttle shakes as it fights the thin atmosphere and the retro-rockets fire, kicking up a storm of iron oxide. Then comes the heavy thud, and you realize you have arrived. The airlock hisses as it opens, and the first breath of colony air tastes metallic, like old coins mixed with recycled oxygen. You are processed through decontamination while a scanner reads your biodata. You are no longer a citizen of a country, you are Colonist 7 Alpha. You are assigned to Habitat Module B, where your room is a narrow capsule barely wide enough for a bunk and a desk. You unpack your single bag, which holds a photo of your family, a digital reader, and a spare uniform. This is everything you own now. To survive here, you must stay connected to the colony network, so press the subscribe button to officially join the mission. Your first shift begins immediately, leaving no time for jet lag. You suit up as the helmet locks with a sharp click. Your task is simple but vital, clearing dust from the western solar array. When you step onto the surface, the gravity feels wrong, lighter than you remember from the simulations. You walk with a strange bounce across a desolate landscape of stones, craters, and endless rust. At the panels, the dust is fine like flour and clings to everything as you wipe the glass, stroke by stroke, in a rhythm that feels almost meditative. You pause and look up. The sun is smaller here, and the sky has a pale butterscotch color. You realize you are standing on a dead world, trying to keep a tiny bubble of life warm. The thought is terrifying, yet strangely peaceful. 3 months pass, and your body begins to change. Your muscles grow leaner, adapting to the lower gravity, and the calluses on your fingers slowly take the shape of the glove controls. Your morning routine becomes automatic. You wake up, check the atmospheric pressure display on the wall, and drink synthetic coffee that always tastes faintly like burnt copper. In the mess hall, you nod to other colonists without speaking much, because everyone is exhausted and the dust storms have been relentless this week. Today's mission sends you farther out, assigning you to Sector 4 near the ancient lava tubes. A seismic sensor has gone offline, so you take the rover and drive across sharp basalt rocks. The journey is bumpy and silent, broken only by the steady hum of the electric motor. At the site, you find yourself in a shadow zone hidden from the weak sun by a towering cliff. The wind is stronger here, pressing against your chest as you locate the sensor unit half buried in a drift of red sand. You kneel down and begin digging it free. That is when you notice something unusual. Beneath the sensor, the rock has cracked open, revealing more than stone. Inside the fissure, something glimmers as you shine your wrist light. It is a vein of ice, not white but deep translucent blue, with an opalescent glow. It should not be this close to the surface, and it looks like a frozen vein of the planet's blood as you stare at it in disbelief and reach out through your glove. Suddenly, your heads-up display flickers and a proximity alarm blares in your ear. It is not a creature but a storm, and the wall of dust hits you before you even see it. Visibility drops to 0 in an instant as the world dissolves into swirling brown and black. You lose sight of the rover while the wind howls, drowning out your own breathing. You stumble backward, reaching out blindly as your heart slams against your ribs. If you trip or tear the suit, it will be over in seconds, and for one terrifying moment you are completely alone in the universe. Then your hand strikes metal. You grab the rover's rail, pull yourself inside, and seal the door as the storm fades into a muffled drumming. Sitting there and breathing hard, you stare at the red dust coating the window and check your pocket. You manage to save a sample of the blue ice, and it rests there safely. You are alive. A year passes after the discovery, and that single sample changes the colony's future. Massive drills now pierce the crust, searching for the aquifer you helped uncover. You are no longer just a laborer, you are now a lead technician. The routine is heavier because others depend on you. You wake before the alarm, review the rookie roster, and see newcomers who arrived last week looking pale, unsteady, and terrified of the vacuum. In their eyes, you recognize your former self. Today's challenge is critical. The main drill at Site Alpha has struck a pocket of pressurized gas, and the ground is trembling as warning lights flash crimson. If the rig fails, the colony could lose its water supply for a decade. You suit up and move with calculated precision. Inside the control cabin, the vibration rattles your bones as the rookies freeze, their hands hovering over the emergency cutoff. You tell them to hold steady, your voice calm over the comms, as you slide into the pilot's seat and override the safety limits. You manually vent the pressure while keeping the drill spinning, performing a delicate balance where one wrong move could destroy the rig. Watching the gauges and feeling the machine's rhythm through the floor, you slowly open the valve. The gas screams into the red sky, and then stability returns as the pressure drops and the drill hums smoothly once more. Water begins to flow. Later, you stand on a ridge overlooking the expanding colony. The greenhouse lights glow softly in the distance, a warm beacon against the dark. You look up and find Earth, now only a bright blue star among millions. You realize you have not thought about oceans or rain in weeks. Looking down at your boots coated in red dust that will never fully wash away, you understand that you are no longer a traveler waiting to return home. You are the guardian of this dust. You turn away from Earth and walk toward the airlock, knowing there will be more work tomorrow.